Good day, everyone. My name's Brandon, and welcome to OSI Go Direct, your DIY security product online store. Now, as many of you know, OSI Go Direct is known for its flagship product, the OSI Smart Wi-Fi Alarm System. It's popular due to its do-it-yourself setup, avoiding the need for any cumbersome hardwiring or the need to hire any professional installers. It's also very easy to use, scalable, and due to the fact that it's a self-monitoring alarm system, you don't pay any monthly fees. But now, OSI Go Direct has released a more simplified version of this flagship product called the OSI Wi-Fi Mini Alarm System. It's absolutely perfect for those who want a more basic Wi-Fi alarm system without as many features. And it comes completely pre-configured with all the recommended settings, making setup a breeze. It's smaller, more portable, and even easier to set up and use for your most non-tech savvy person. This mini alarm system is also a self-monitored alarm system, so you don't pay any monthly fees. And although there's no display, it still uses the same Smart Life app to set up, control, and receive notifications to your smartphone or tablet. It's perfect for protecting your small home, an apartment, condo, your garage, or even a rented room in a shared office or home. Now I'm going to unbox the OSI Mini Alarm System to show you what's included and show you how it works and how to set it up right after this. Welcome back, everyone. Now I'm going to unbox the OSI Wi-Fi Mini Alarm System. Now, before I begin, for some of you who just want to skip right ahead to the video tutorials for the installation and setup, it's right after this section. Or you can just check out the description below for the exact time code of when those sections begin. So let's get straight to it and unbox this. And the first thing you see on the top here is one protected by OSI security sticker. And then we have one quick guide manual, which you won't be needing if you're watching this video, because after this unboxing, I'll be doing a tutorial on how to set this little system up, as well as show you how to easily install this in just a few minutes afterwards. Now, directly on top is a little round device, about 3 inches in diameter and about 1 inch thick. Now, this is the mini hub, or the brain, so to speak. So all your sensors connect to this hub. Now, although it comes with just 2 sensors, you can connect a maximum of up to 50 combined sensors, such as window or door sensors or your PIR motion sensors. So it's quite impressive for this little unit. Now, if you look at the back, you'll notice 2 prongs. This simply powers up by plugging into any electrical outlet within your home or office. So it's very small and unobtrusive, as well as very convenient because there's no need for hardwiring or any need to hire any professional installers. Now, although you can plug this into any electrical outlet, we recommend plugging this into a more central location for 3 reasons. Now, the first reason is that you want the signal from the mini hub to reach your wireless sensors so it has a nice, clean, and strong signal. Secondly, if the siren goes off, you want to be able to hear it from wherever you are in the home, especially where you're sleeping. And lastly, if an intruder breaks in, you want them to be able to hear the siren loud and clear, so they know you have an alarm system and they know that it's been triggered and that someone has now been notified so that they leave your house and go on to the next one. In order to use the OSI Wi-Fi Mini Alarm System, you'll need to download the free Smart Life app to your phone or tablet. You'll be using the Smart Life app to do your initial setup when you first receive the alarm system, as well as do any future setting changes, and of course, doing your arming and disarming on a daily basis. You can also use the SOS feature, which when pressed will turn on the siren immediately. This works perfect for those seniors or those requiring medical attention, because once pressed, not only will it turn on the siren so that anyone on the property can hear it, but it will also send an SOS notification to the smartphones of any of those users who are added to the system. You can also use the app to turn off the siren, as well as change the settings for how long that siren plays for once the alarm has been triggered. You can also set it to automatically arm and disarm at a specific time or day, or repeat every day. You can change the exit delay times, the entry delay times, as well as use the app to add more additional sensors, up to 50 combined motion PIR sensors, as well as window and door sensors. Now, speaking of sensors, within the app, you can change the name of the sensor. So you can call it basement window, front door, back door, living room PIR, kitchen PIR. This way, when the alarm gets triggered and sends a notification to your smartphone or tablet, you know the exact sensor that's been triggered as well as the exact location. You could also change the zone attribute for each sensor. So changing the zone attribute would be like changing how that specific sensor operates. So for example, you might want the door sensor instead to act as a doorbell. So for example, like a convenience store, so you know when a customer walks in. Or you might want to change the PIR motion sensor to not be active when you arm the system when you're at home. Because when you go to bed and arm the system, you want to be able to get a glass of water in the middle of the night without triggering the motion sensor. So although the OSI Wi-Fi mini alarm system may be small and has no display, you still have a lot of control and ability to make setting changes on your smartphone or tablet using the Smart Life app. Now, because the OSI Wi-Fi mini alarm system has no actual physical display, it means you will not need to enter any kind of code to arm or disarm the system. So it's done in 3 different ways. The first way is that you can arm and disarm through the Smart Life app on your phone or tablet. The second way is by using the 2 included remotes. And the third way is by voice control through Amazon Alexa and Google Home. Besides the fact that you get notifications sent to your smartphone or tablet anytime the alarm's been triggered, you also get notifications sent to you anytime anyone's armed or disarmed the system. This includes any users that have been added to the system, such as your spouse or your children. You also get low battery notifications anytime any of the batteries need replacing on any of your sensors. And those low battery notifications will not disappear until you replace the batteries. So if you want those low battery notifications to disappear, just replace the batteries as soon as possible. Unfortunately, because the system is designed for the budget-minded consumer, to keep costs down, it does not include an internal backup battery. So once there's no power going to this alarm hub, the alarm system will not be working, including no siren or no notifications. Luckily, most power failures only last a few seconds to a few minutes. Plus, once the power has been restored, you'll get a notification saying system has been restored. Now, if you live in an area where you get constant power failures and they last for hours long, we recommend plugging this into something like a UPS backup battery so that it can provide hours long of power to your alarm system during a power failure. Now, keep note that all of the notifications that I've been talking about are time and date stamped and kept in the log history section in the Smart Life app. Now, another great feature this system has is that it gives you vocal confirmation during setup. So when you're connecting your Wi-Fi, it'll let you know, as well as when your sensors are connected or when the power has been restored. You can also get vocal confirmation when you arm the system or disarm the system. So when you arm it, it'll say system armed. When you disarm it, it'll say system disarmed. This is great for people who prefer audio confirmation or for those who are visually impaired.
System disarmed.
Also, there's an LED status indicator at the bottom here, as you can see, and that will change colors depending on when your system's armed or disarmed or when the alarm's off. This is perfect for those who are hearing impaired because they can just take a glance and see what color it is to tell what is going on with the alarm. And then we have 2 remotes. And these come in quite handy since unlike our flagship 14-piece or 8-piece alarm system, which has a display where you punch in the code with your arming or disarming, this alarm system does not have a display, so you'll be using either these or the Smart Life app or voice command if you're connected to Amazon Alexa or Google Home. If you have more household members than you do remotes, remember that Smart Life app allows you to add an unlimited amount of users. All they have to do is download the Smart Life app on their phone or tablet and then create a Smart Life account. And all that just takes a couple minutes. Once they're done, they can now arm and disarm from their phone or tablet. And remember, you have the power to delete those users at any time. And then there is one motion PIR sensor and wall mount. On the back is an on and off switch. And because this comes with one motion PIR sensor, you want to make sure you get as much coverage of your property. So you want to put this on the corner of the room that's facing any choke points, such as stairwells, hallways, doorways. This way, you're getting the most protection out of this one motion PIR sensor. And remember, you could connect up to 50 total motion PIR and window and door sensors together. So if you need more, you can order more. Just check the description below. And then there are 2 screws and 2 wall anchors. And these are used for the surface mount of the motion sensor. And it's the only screws that you're using on this kit. So that's why it only takes a few minutes to set this up. It's really that easy. And then we have one window/door sensor with the included double-sided 3M backing, which you'll use to stick this onto the door or the window. But let's face it, because this only comes with one window door sensor, you're going to want to use this for most likely your front door. And that's it for the unboxing. Now I'm going to quickly show you how to set it up and connect it to the Smart Life app so you can get your property instantly connected.
Now I'm going to show you how to connect the OSI mini alarm system to your Wi-Fi and the Smart Life app. In this tutorial, I'm using an Android phone. If you're using an iPhone or an iPad, check out the tutorial for iOS in the description of this video. Also, please note, you should already have had the Smart Life app installed on your smartphone or tablet and the Smart Life account set up. Also, please make sure you're near an electrical outlet and you have the OSI Mini Hub with you. Okay, let's begin. First, open the Smart Life app. Now, plug in the OSI Mini Hub into an electrical outlet. The LED status indicator will appear a solid green and a voice prompt will say,
"Welcome, use the smart voice alarm device."
As soon as the voice prompt is complete, immediately hold down the function button on the side of the alarm hub for approximately 5 seconds until you hear a voice prompt say,
"Please use the Smart Life app for the Wi-Fi configuration."
Once you hear this, the LED status indicator will be quickly flashing green. This means the alarm hub is now ready for connecting to your Wi-Fi in smart mode. But since we want to connect your Wi-Fi in AP mode or access point mode, we'll need to quickly press the function button again. So let's press the function button once. You will then hear the exact same vocal prompt say,
"Please use the Smart Life app for the Wi-Fi configuration."
And now the LED status indicator will be slowly flashing green. This means the alarm hub is now ready for connecting to your Wi-Fi in AP mode. From this point on, you'll need to go through the rest of the steps on your Smart Life app quickly before it times out. Now in the Smart Life app, please select the blue plus icon on the top right corner. Then select Add Device. Then select Sensors. Select Alarm Wi-Fi. It will now ask you to select 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi network and enter your Wi-Fi network password. If you have a Wi-Fi booster, please select your Wi-Fi booster instead. Now press Next. If this message pops up, just ignore it and select Carry On. If the LED status indicator is still blinking slowly, then select the blue button that says Confirm the indicator is blinking. Select Blink Slowly. Now before you select the blue button that says Go to Connect, keep aware that once you do, you will be looking for a Wi-Fi network that says Smart Life with a dash followed by 4 letters and numbers as you see on the sample shown here. Now let's press the blue button that says Go to Connect. You are now on the phone's network selection page. Wait a few seconds until you see the Smart Life network show up. Once you see the Smart Life network show up, please select it. It should now show up as your current network. A message may appear saying internet may not be available and will seem like nothing is happening. Please ignore this message and press the back button to take you back to the Smart Life app. Within seconds, you should hear a vocal prompt on the OSI Alarm Hub say,
"Wi-Fi connected,"
which means the OSI Alarm Hub device is now officially connected to your Wi-Fi and is now loaded onto your Smart Life app. Let's do a quick test and select Away on the Smart Life app. Away means you're arming the system and leaving the house. Once pressed, a vocal prompt on the Alarm Hub will say System Armed, and the LED status indicator will be slowly flashing orange.
"System armed."
Let's now disarm the alarm system by pressing the button that says Disarmed.
"System disarmed."
The LED status indicator should now be back to a solid green. Now let's quickly test the siren by pressing the SOS button. Once pressed, the siren should immediately turn on. To turn it off, press the alarm remove button.
System disarmed.
Now that the hub is connected and working properly, let's move on to the next steps of adding the remotes and alarm sensors. Although the included motion PIR sensor and window and door sensor should be already pre-configured, I'll still show you how to connect them in case you need to reconnect them or add additional sensors in the future. Now I'm going to show you how to connect the remotes to the OSI Alarm Hub using the Smart Life app. Please make sure you have at least one remote with you and be situated close to the OSI Mini Hub. Now let's open the Smart Life app, then select the OSI Mini Alarm device. Then select Accessories. Once opened, it will automatically default to the Remote tab, which is where you want to be. Now let's select the plus icon on the top right.
Please trigger the sensor.
You will have approximately 25 seconds to connect the remote. So let's take one of the remotes and press any button to connect it to the Smart Life app.
Sensor pairing succeed.
It now says device add success, so let's press confirm. You can now see the remote is now listed under the Remotes tab. If you want to rename the remote, just select it. Then select sub-device name. I'll enter my name. Once done, press save.
Storage succeed.
Now you can press confirm, and you will now see the new name for the remote. Now let's do a test. Let's press the back button. Now on the remote, let's press the arm at home button on the bottom left side.
System armed.
As you can see on the Smart Life app as well as the OSI Mini Hub, the system is now armed. So let's disarm the alarm system by pressing the button with the unlock icon.
System disarmed.
And as you can see, the OSI Mini Alarm System is now disarmed. Just repeat the steps to connect the other remote, and that's it. Now in the next section, I'm going to show you how to connect both the door sensor and the motion PIR sensor. The two sensors that come included with the OSI Mini Alarm System should already be pre-configured, meaning they should already show as connected to the Smart Hub set with the recommended settings. To confirm that the sensors are already connected, just open up the Smart Life app. Select the OSI Mini Alarm device. Then select Accessories. Then select the Detectors tab. Detectors is where all the connected sensors are listed. If you see two sensors listed here, you should see the first one listed here with the name Door Sensor and the second one with the name Motion Sensor. These will already be set up with the recommended settings. You could change the name of the sensor to whatever you'd like, such as back door, front door, living room motion, or kitchen motion, for example. Whatever you name the sensor here is the name that will show up on the notification when your alarm is triggered. If there are no sensors connected and the detectors page looks like this, or you want to add more additional sensors, please follow along. Before we start, I want to mention a few important things. Firstly, if you're adding sensors for the first time, we recommend connecting door/window sensors first. Secondly, if you already have active sensors installed and are adding new sensors, please turn off all motion PIR sensors first. Motion PIR sensors give off a constant signal, therefore it will confuse the OSI Mini Hub when adding new sensors. Okay, let's begin adding the door sensor. Right now, the detector tab should be selected. On the back of the door sensor, move the switch to the on position. Now press the plus icon on the top right corner.
Please trigger the sensor.
The OSI Mini Hub is now in pairing mode and the timer has now started. On the back of the door sensor, press the black protruding button.
Sensor pairing succeed.
It says device add success. So select confirm.
Storage succeed.
Now you can see that the door sensor has been added. The default name is Detector 0. If you rather change the name to something else, such as front door, I'll show you how to do that. Select the sensor name Detector 0. Select sub-device name. Then enter the name you want to call the sensor. I'm going to call it front door. Select save. Now select device type. Because we're using this as a door sensor, we will select door alarm. If you're going to install this on the window, you would select Window Alarm. It's very important to choose Door Alarm or Window Alarm for this specific sensor. Otherwise, the sensor will not work properly. So let's select Door Alarm, press Confirm. Now select Zone Attribute. Zone Attribute is the customized operation given to each sensor. For any window or door sensor, the recommended setting is Out Arm Active. This setting will make the sensor active when you arm the system by pressing away, such as when you're leaving the house, or when you arm the system by pressing home, such as when you're going to bed. Out Arm Active is selected now, so press Confirm. Then press Save.
Storage succeed.
It says Save Success, so press Confirm. The door sensor is now connected with the correct settings. Okay, let's do a quick test to make sure the sensor is working, so let's press the back button. Now before we arm the system, make sure that both sides of the sensor are close together. Now let's arm the system and press Home.
System armed.
Now that the system's armed, let's pull both sides of the sensor apart. Okay, now that we know that it works, press the Alarm Remove button, which will disarm it. And that's it. The door sensor is connected and working. And now let's add the motion sensor. Again, if you currently have any active motion sensors already installed, please ensure to turn them off before adding the new sensors. So let's begin. First, we need to get to the Detectors tab, so let's press Accessories and then press Detectors. Turn the switch on the back of the motion sensor to the on position. Then on the Smart Life app, press the plus icon.
Please trigger the
The
sensor.
OSI Mini Hub is in pairing mode and the timer has now started.
Sensor pairing succeed.
It says Device Add Success, so select Confirm. Now you can see the motion sensor has now been added. The default name is Detector 1, but again, when the motion sensor gets triggered and sends a notification to your smartphone or tablet, we'd rather see a familiar name such as Living Room PIR. So let's change that. Select the sensor, Detector 1, select sub-device name, then enter the name you want to call the sensors. I will call this Living Room PIR. Select Save. Now select Device Type. I will be installing this motion sensor in the living room, as most of you will be. So let's select Living Room Alarm. Press Confirm. Now let's select Zone Attribute. For any motion sensor, the recommended setting is Stay Arm Active. This setting will make the sensor active only when you arm the system by pressing away when you leave the house. The sensor will not be active when you arm the system by pressing the home button. This allows you to walk freely in the middle of the night to get a glass of water, for example, without triggering the motion sensor. Stay Arm Active is selected, so now let's press Confirm. Then press Save. It says Save Success, so press Confirm. The motion sensor is now connected with the correct settings. Okay, now let's do a quick test to make sure the sensor is working, so let's press the back button. Now let's arm the system and press away.
System armed.
And then we'll just simply wave our hand over the motion sensor. Okay, now that we know that it works, press the Alarm Remove button, which will disarm it. And there we go, the motion sensor is now working. Now that both of your sensors are working with the correct settings, I'm going to show you how to install them properly next. Now I'm going to show you how to quickly install both the door sensor and the motion PIR sensor. First, I'm going to show you how to install the door/window sensor. The sensor is made up of two parts, the sensor side, which is the large piece, and the magnet side, which is the smaller piece. The first thing we're going to do is peel off the backing off the 3M tape and then apply it to the magnet side. Next, I'll apply it to the sensor. Now the way these are installed is that one side sticks onto the frame of the door and the other side sticks onto the actual door itself. For aesthetic reasons, the smaller side will look better on the door, but depending on the type of frame you have, the smaller side may fit better on the frame instead. So you can place either side of the sensor on the door or the frame. Before installing the sensor, here are a few tips you should pay close attention to, which will help avoid any connection problems or reading errors. Number 1. Install these near the top of the door, as this will help to avoid the sensor from being accidentally torn off by someone or something. Also, because the tab to open the sensor cover is at the bottom, having the sensor placed higher will make it easier for you when you need to replace the battery in the future. Number 2, ensure the arrows on both the sensor side and the magnet side are aligned perfectly. Number 3, make sure both sides of the sensor are less than 1/4 inch apart. And number 4, if you have an uneven door frame, you can strategically layer additional double-sided 3M tape or corrugated plastic until both sides of the sensors are perfectly flat, as you can see here. Once you've decided where you want to install the sensor, remove the 3M backing off one side of the sensor. I'll do the sensor side first, which is the large side. Then apply it to the door or the frame, whichever side works best for you. In this situation, as you can see here, the door frame is too uneven and does not allow room for the large side. Place it about a few millimeters from the edge. Then we'll remove the backing off the magnet side. And as you can see here, there's just enough room for it to fit on the frame. Again, make sure that the arrow on the magnet side aligns with the arrow on the sensor side. Now let's do a test and open the door. As soon as you open the door, a red light should turn on for a few seconds. As you can see, everything works perfectly. To install the sensor on a window, it's done exactly the same as installing on the door. However, many windows are designed to open differently, so just keep in mind that as long as both sides of the sensor are aligned perfectly, then the sensor will work. Here's an example of a sensor being installed on a typical basement window. You now know how to install the contact sensor on your door or your window. So now I'm going to show you how to install the PIR motion sensor. Before we start, we'll need a pencil, hammer, stool, ladder, and Phillips head screwdriver or drill. Now I'm going to show you how to install the PIR motion sensor. PIR stands for passive infrared, which detects infrared energy. When a person passes by a motion sensor, it will trigger the sensor from detecting a change in temperature from the heat of your body. This is why the placement of the motion sensor is so important. So before I show you how to install it, here are 6 very important placement tips to help you get the best possible use out of your motion sensor. Number 1, place your motion sensor approximately 7 to 8 feet high on the wall to get the best possible coverage, but avoid placing over large pieces of furniture such as a high bookshelf, which will limit its range. Number 2, keep the motion sensor approximately 10 to 15 feet away from heat sources such as radiators, heating vents, and direct sunlight from sunny windows. Number 3, corners are the most ideal locations because you can position them to cover the most area. Number 4, mount the motion sensor so it's facing towards the entrance. This ensures that there's no way for a person to hide in any blind spots, which can happen if installed the opposite way, as you can see from this image. This is especially important if you only have one motion sensor. Number 5, point the motion sensor towards choke points. A choke point is an area which a person must pass through to get to any place in your home, such as doorways, stairwells, or a hallway. For example, if an intruder breaks into this home, they must pass through the hallway to get to every important area of the home, including the stairwell to get to the second floor. Number 6, avoid mounting the motion sensor where it's facing moving objects such as ceiling fans or a curtain that may blow in the wind from an open window, as this can trigger the motion sensor. Number 7, if you have any pets, you most likely do not have to worry about a small dog from triggering the motion sensor. However, large pets will. So for medium dogs, we recommend moving the angle of your motion sensor upwards or straight as you see in this photo. For larger pets, we recommend turning the motion sensor upside down. This should most likely fix your issue. Once you've repositioned the motion sensor, arm the alarm system and call your pet from across the room where the motion sensor is installed. Keep doing this test and repositioning the motion sensor until you found the sweet spot. Move cat trees and other types of objects that make it easier for your cat to climb into the motion sensor range of view. Now that you know the best placement for your motion sensor, I'm now going to show you how to quickly install it. First, take the surface mount and slide it upwards into the slot on the back of the motion sensor. Next, place the surface mount flat on the wall where you want to install it. Then, while holding the mount firmly against the wall, pull the motion sensor in an upwards position so that it comes off completely. Mark the 2 screw holes with a pencil and remove the mount. Next, drill 2 pilot holes using a drill bit that's slightly smaller in diameter than the included wall anchors. Place the wall anchors in the pilot holes and hammer them in until they're flush with the wall. Then using a Phillips head drill bit or Phillips head screwdriver, screw the mount into those anchors. Then lastly, slide the motion sensor over the surface mount in a downwards position until it locks in place. You now know how to install the motion sensor. Now I'm going to quickly show you how to program your door sensor or motion sensor so you can use it as a doorbell instead. Using the door or motion sensor as a doorbell is a great way to notify a home or business owner when someone has entered or exited through the door or a specific area of your property. When this mode is selected, the sensor will no longer trigger the alarm. If you want the same door to function as both a doorbell and as a regular alarm system, you will need to add 2 sensors to the same door. Okay, let's begin. First, we need to get to the Detectors tab, so let's press Accessories, and then press Detector. Select the sensor, then select Zone Attribute, then select Doorbell. Okay, now let's press Confirm, then press Save, press Confirm,
Storage succeed.
and now the door sensor is ready to be used as a doorbell. So let's just do a test and open the door. You should hear a doorbell sound coming from the OSI Mini Hub, as well as get a notification to your phone or tablet. And that's how easy it is to program your door sensor or motion sensor as a doorbell. Now I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what each color means for the LED status indicator. A solid green LED means that the alarm is disarmed. A solid orange LED means that it's armed in away mode with no delay. An orange LED flashing slowly means that it's armed in away mode with delay. An orange LED that blinks twice every 6 seconds means that it's armed in home mode without delay. A green LED flashing quickly means that the Wi-Fi configuration is in smart mode. A green LED flashing slowly means that the Wi-Fi configuration is in AP mode. A red LED flashing slowly means that the alarm's been triggered with an entry delay. A red LED flashing quickly means that the alarm's been triggered with no delay by either one of your sensors or by pressing the SOS button.
Well, we hope this video helped you out, and if it did, please give us a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, just drop us a comment below. And if you want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe. All the products that you see on our channel are available with free shipping at OSIGoDirect.com or Amazon.com. Those links are provided in the description below. My name is Brandon Paris, and thank you for watching.